Well, nice of you to join me. I'm sailing here along the coast of Denmark in really very light winds. We've got 8 knots of wind at the moment, which is, well, not a great deal for a heavy boat like mine, but she's doing very nicely. We're close hauled, we've got a foul current, and we're beating south down the, basically down the Great Belt in Denmark. Flat water, absolutely lovely. I'm having a grand afternoon, and I've got my boat set up so that I don't have to do very much really. I've set my rig up the way I like it. Everything's singing really. Looking up the luff of the Genoa, the telltales are behaving themselves pretty well. They're starting to lift a little bit at the top, which implies that I might be able to do something with my fair lead, but not a lot. We're not on a race boat, so I think that's okay. Looking up the leach of the main's an absolute pleasure. All the telltales are streaming off. I've got a nice bit of twist built in there, and it's working nicely. And I've got the whole shooting match set up on my autopilot so that the boat is sailing on the apparent wind angle. I haven't set a compass course, I've set it to sail by the wind, and that's just making it great because it means I can completely relax. I've got it set up where I want it. My apparent wind angle is about 37 degrees, which if you go racing might not sound very much to you, but this is a long keel cruising boat. There isn't much breeze, she's not going to point very high, but she's sailing very sweetly, boat speed about 4.5 knots, and speed over the ground's down to less than 4 because of the foul current, but it's really relaxing because I can just let the instruments do it for me. Normally I'll be sitting down here steering away, watching the telltales, screwing my eyes up into the sun, and very often it's nice to do that. I love to go sailing, but right now I'm feeling pretty idle. I've just had a jolly good lunch, tuna roll and a nice bit of corned beef. I opened the can and oh, nice old-fashioned thing, a tin of corned beef. The way it comes out of the can, it's a very well-designed thing. It sort of sprays out at the bottom so that when you take the lid off it falls out. Try doing that with a can of Spam. They haven't worked it out at all. Anyway, that's not what we're meant to be talking about. We're talking about sailing the boat. And really, that's it. The great joy of this is that I'm making full use of my instruments, and this is a new thing because I never quite got the autopilot set up to my liking last year, and I couldn't quite get it working on the wind. And this year, I didn't rely on the experts, I did it myself, and there's a lot to be said for that, and it's working an absolute treat. The boat's singing and so am I. So there you go.